Hello guys and welcome to SteveKnows. You may already be aware of the crazy news that came out on the 18th of August. Twitter has just been blowing up. There's some really interesting pieces to go over here. And if you're thinking about getting an Oculus headset, I know for some of you, this is now going to be a serious concern. So long story short, Facebook have come out and said, if you want to use your Oculus Quest headset, you must sign in and associate the account with a Facebook account, your Facebook account. And this has some serious implications that we're going to go over. But of course, when things blow up like this, you hear rumors, you hear stories, people just say things because they heard someone else say it. So we're going to go over the actual post that they've put out, and we're going to discuss some of the implications in there and what this actually means for us as gamers, and perhaps for you guys if you're using this for educational purposes and in business. There's quite a bit to go over here. And just to clarify again, this video is not intended to kind of be a rant. I just want to share my thoughts on this and also go through the actual announcement that Facebook did so you guys are actually aware of what's occurring, because I know some people, you just hear rumors, you hear other people ranting, and then you don't actually know what's occurring yourself, and your opinion is then based on what other people think. So we're going to go through it together so you can make your own opinion, but of course I'm going to share my thoughts as well. I've also been lucky enough to get a developer from over at Dark Catt who create virtual reality games. They've got a virtual reality game that they have actually given me keys for to share with you guys for this video, for sharing the news about this with the community. So I'm going to place a few keys throughout this video with one of the characters missing, and that way it's kind of fair. So if you're first to the key, someone, they might grab it before you still. Dark Catt just released a virtual reality game recently called Djinne and Thaco. I'm sorry if I'm not saying that correctly. And this is a virtual reality strategy game with some Monty Python styled humor and gestured spellcasting. There's volumetric cutscenes and a guest appearance for Lloyd Kaufman if any of you are a fan of him. The way they described it was Plants vs Zombies, but in virtual reality. And that is a great game, so enjoy.
Hey Steven, this is John Robb of Dark Catt Studios. We just released our game, Shynee and Thaco. You asked us our opinion on what's going on with Oculus and them wanting to go and create a Facebook account. I think from a developer perspective, one thing that really concerns us is there's already a problem between the Cambridge Analytica and also child privacy issues with Facebook. And most of our legislators here in the United States and from worldwide, from what I understand, are not necessarily tech savvy. So our biggest concern is that the assumption of liability is going to fall on us as game makers, as the Oculus Quest has 3D depth mapping and the camera systems are constantly going and scanning your environment and recording the conversation. It literally says in the terms of service on the Oculus, if you link this to Facebook account, that they will use this for marketing information and data, which means they're going to be taking this information from your headset and from your environment and the people around in your environment and what they're saying to you. From a developer perspective, I mean, we're a small 25-person studio here in Chicago. We cannot go and afford the legal liability of having to answer for Facebook and Oculus's challenges there. We had things like Cambridge Analytica, and we had things like, violation of the Child Online Privacy Protection Act with the Facebook Messenger and Facebook accounts. It frankly scares the heck out of us, and if you look at how the Oculus depth mapping works and some things that are already out there, the technology is wonderful, but the implications are downright scary. Anyway, if anybody's watching, check out Shynee and Thaco. We have our debut release. We'd love for you to check it out. It's a tower defense narrative game with Lloyd Kaufman. Cheers.
I'll leave a link down below for the game so you can check it out on Steam and Viveport. Funny enough, it's not actually on Oculus. I found that very amusing. Ever since this story has come out, there's been so much news about developers being muscled by Facebook, and also just some sad stories in the industry itself regarding Facebook as well. And it saddens me so much. And what's sad about this story, I know some of you just go headhunting and you're just angry, like, why are you ranting, Steven? Why are you ranting? But someone put a great line, they posted a great line that kind of explains why this is so saddening. And it says, why this is such a problem is it because it turns the product to the users. The users become the product. So it's no longer about virtual reality headset and us gaming. It's about us having a virtual reality headset so they can exploit that information that they gather. And imagine what this is going to be like when we get eye tracking. Oh no. Something that saddens me about this as well is because of children. We know children aren't allowed to make a Facebook account. You've got to be 13 years or older, or even older in some other regions. And Facebook covered their back saying you can't use the Oculus headset unless you're 13 years old. So they're kind of covered there because they can say, well, you weren't supposed to be using it, but we know they're going to. It's a gaming console. Children are going to be playing on it. Kids are playing it now without a Facebook account because their family, they don't want them to have a Facebook account, but they don't mind them playing games. But now that information is going to be gathered on minors, and then they're going to be exploited and targeted with advertising. And that's just wrong, ethically wrong. And they're clearly aware of that. Facebook are clearly aware of that. They've got enough data on people to know. And things make it even worse when Facebook introduced their own custom operating system, which is supposed to be coming down the line as well. I did reach out to the community to get some of their thoughts, so I've compiled some of the responses that I've got here, so you know some of the varying opinions that you guys have out there, because there are some interesting ones. Some of you aren't that upset, and some of you are furious. So let's roll.
Hey everyone, it's GrumpyDogVR here, and SteveKnows put out a request for people to send in clips about the current issue that Oculus are having. Basically, everyone right now is getting annoyed that Facebook is using Facebook on a Facebook product that Facebook owns. Even though they said they wouldn't use Facebook, but now they're using Facebook, so everyone's annoyed with Facebook because they lied about Facebook being on a Facebook product that Facebook owned. But if you are too proud of a human, if you are too proud to create a fake Facebook to enjoy all the great VR content that Oculus provides, I have a great workaround, okay? There's another VR device which is just perfect for people like you. It's absolutely outstanding. It's called the Vive Cosmos. You should really go and buy one.
Why would we need a secondary account to log into, like, just to use our Quest? And besides, you know how everybody's saying about, oh, there's like tons of 11-year-olds on Echo VR. Well, I don't think a bunch of 11-year-olds are gonna make a Facebook account just to use their Quest. I think it's really stupid and it should be taken out immediately.
I just think it's stupid what they've done. Because I have friends that don't use Facebook because they are worried that they are tracking them and know what they're doing at all times. And now Facebook have said this. They probably won't want to get an Oculus headset anymore.
My Oculus account, it does not have a Facebook account to it because I do not have Facebook. By 2023, I will need one.
I personally like this change because it can make it a lot easier to log into your account, and it just adds a lot more functionality to Facebook accounts in general.
I have had to self-censor this, as if I spoke what I really feel, there would be plenty of swear words. This is just pure Facebook wanting to track and make as much money off you as possible. I think most people will realise this was coming, but I didn't realise they haven't rolled out showing you adverts in the headsets. This is typical money grabbing Facebook bullcrap. I would advise everyone to make a separate Facebook account for VR.
So as you can see, there are some mixed opinions, and so we can create our own opinions and understand what's actually occurring here. Let's go over the article. So Oculus put a blog post out on the 18th of August, and the title was "A Single Way to Log into Oculus and Unlock Social Features." Something that bothered me initially is that when I got my Oculus Quest, I was able to use my Quest, I was able to play online and enjoy some of the social features. Then all of a sudden, to enjoy the social applications that were associated with my Oculus Quest headset, such as chats and friends, I had to associate my Facebook account, and I was not happy about that. My gaming account had to be associated to my personal social media Facebook account. And let's be honest, Facebook these days is just used really to communicate with family and friends. It's quite a personal platform now. So today we're announcing some important updates to how people log into their Oculus devices while still keeping their virtual reality profile starting in October 2020, just round the corner. This isn't, oh, by the way, this is happening very, very soon. And if you haven't got an Oculus headset, and you're about to get one for Christmas, you're going to be bundled here. So let's go on so you guys get an understanding here. So everyone using an Oculus device for the first time from October will need to log in with a Facebook account. If you're an existing user like myself, perhaps a lot of you watching this now, and already have an Oculus account, you'll have the option to log in with the Facebook account and merge your Oculus and Facebook accounts. An option. If you're an existing user and choose not to merge your accounts, you can continue using your Oculus account for 2 years. So you do have an option here for the next 2 years that you don't have to do this merger. You can continue using your device if you've got an Oculus Quest and currently have an account. So what I recommend actually starting October 2020, if it's possible, if you have access, is go get someone's headset or try and make an Oculus account before you have to do this. Give yourself some time. After January 1st, 2023, so the start of the new year in 2023, we will end support for Oculus accounts. If you choose not to merge your account at that time, you can continue using your device. But full functionality will require a Facebook account. So I wonder what kind of content they're referring to that you're not going to have fully fledged access to. It's going to be something that we want to use and we're really interested in, isn't it? To make us merge our Facebook accounts. That's always the way. We will take steps to allow you to keep using your content, though we expect some games and apps may no longer work. Covering that, but some games may not work. What game is that? Some studios that Facebook own, I suspect. Beat Saber, no, you're not going to be able to enjoy that one anymore because it's Facebook owned. If you want to play it, link your Facebook account because we want to be able to have the high scores of all of your friends that are playing on Facebook. This could be because they include features that require a Facebook account or because a developer has chosen to no longer support the app or game that you purchased. That's just what I was just saying. All future unreleased Oculus devices will require a Facebook account, even if you already have an Oculus account. So that means what I was saying previously before about trying to get that Oculus account in early, that's not going to work. I thought, yeah, sweet, there's a workaround there. That's not going to work. So they then go on to talk about the benefits. So giving people a single way to log into Oculus using their Facebook account and password, so one credentials for two platforms, will make it easier to find, connect, and play with friends in virtual reality. And I don't know about you, but I don't really have problems finding my friends to play virtual reality with. I normally text them if they're online, as you can just give them a poke. So I don't know what problem they're trying to solve there by making it easier. If you know some difficulties that you think this would improve, please let me know. Okay, so they're talking about social features being integrated on Facebook that they can now use with Oculus if you can log in with a Facebook account. But for the social features on Oculus now, you already have to associate your Facebook account. So why are these social features now not possible? Because we have that integration for those that actually want to use it. I'm not completely convinced by that statement. It will also allow us to introduce more Facebook-powered multiplayer and social experiences coming soon in virtual reality, like Horizon, where you can explore, play, and create worlds. Facebook Horizon, we're all very excited. It's supposed to be this crazy, crazy world. But this introduction of the Facebook account to myself, it seems like this virtual world is now going to be my Facebook world. My Facebook social media with my friends and my family is not the same as my gaming account. I hope that when they implement this, that we're going to have that separation. It's not going to be this kind of one-to-one, my Oculus account is Facebook. There's no disparity. I hope there is kind of different conditions. And as I've been saying, the majority of our users are already logging into Oculus with a Facebook account to use features like chats, parties, and events, or to tune into live experiences in Oculus venues. We're also making it easier to share across our platform if you like. For example, people already have the option to live stream or share their VR experiences on Facebook. And soon you'll be able to use your VR avatar on other Facebook apps and technologies. Is it just me? Is it just me? I'm trying to be objective, but I'm just not convinced by what they're saying here. Couldn't currently already be possible with the integration of the Facebook accounts that they've already got. Easier, what does that mean? It could be something very, very small, or it could be something really large that we're actually going to feel the benefit from. It's going to be a noticeable benefit. I'm not convinced as of yet what's going on. Look, when you log in with a Facebook account, you can still create or maintain a unique virtual reality profile. If you don't want your Oculus friends to find you by your Facebook name, they won't. There's that disparity I was hoping for. So the account's still going to be linked, but SteveKnows is not going to be searchable on Oculus. To find my profile, it'll have to be SteveKnows. That's something I want. Good. If you don't want your Oculus friends to find you by your Facebook name, they won't. Just make it visible to only me in your Oculus settings. So that, by default, just so you're aware, that sounds like by default, your Facebook is going to be searchable as your Oculus account. So you're going to have to make adjustments to disable that if that's something that you don't want. You can also choose what information about your virtual reality activity you post to your Facebook profile or timeline, either by giving permission to post or by updating your settings. We plan to introduce the ability for multiple users to log into the same device using their own Facebook account, so people can easily share their headset with friends or family whilst keeping their information separate. That's very, very important. I also find that extremely helpful for someone as myself as a content creator, because if I have a Facebook account that I actually use to promote all of my content, to have this use of streaming and updates upon my timeline, because it's now integrated with my Facebook account, that's going to be much easier for myself to share content with you guys. So that's very helpful for someone such as myself, and perhaps for you guys if you want to share that stuff with people as well. So I actually like that feature. Again, I'm not convinced that it couldn't already be possible without the integration of Facebook, instead of Facebook just taking over. But I'm still glad to hear that. And the separation of your Facebook accounts on the headset is very, very important. You know, if you're using your Facebook account, because it's now linked to kind of your life. If you've had Facebook for a while and you've been sharing it, and you've been sharing content of family barbecues, Christmases, it's now a very personal account. You don't want to be sharing and giving access to that kind of information to other people who want to use your virtual reality headset. If you're the kind of person that's using the Oculus headset for business, for educational purposes, perhaps you're using it for research, at least especially at my work, you're not allowed to associate this device with your personal media pages. That just isn't allowed. That's not policy. So what are Facebook doing for those needs? Because that's obviously they've got Oculus for business. They need to cater for that. What are they doing in that space? I'm really interested to find out about that, because VR for education during lockdown it's been growing. I've seen many, many great stories about it, and I hate for that to be dampened. We need to kind of nurture this growth and not dampen it. Using a virtual reality profile that is backed, well, it's not backed, is it? It is. Your Oculus VR profile is your Facebook account. And authentic identity helps us protect our community and makes it possible to offer additional integrity tools. For example, instead of having a separate Oculus code of conduct, we will adopt Facebook's community standards, as well as new additional. So it's the community standards of Facebook plus a virtual reality focused policy. So there's more rules. This will allow us to continue to take unique considerations of virtual reality into account while offering a more consistent way to report bad behavior, hold people accountable, and help create a more welcoming environment across our platforms. And as Facebook adds new privacy and safety tools, Oculus can adopt and benefit from them too. This is a concern of mine. Let's just say you're the kind of person that just causes absolute hell online. You're those people in Echo that are humping faces, screaming your head off in Onward or something like that. You're one of those people. Your account is associated to your Facebook account. You then get reported. So now, because your Facebook is your Oculus account, Facebook are not only aware of you being reported, they're now actually aware of who you are, the region you're in. Can they ban your Facebook account or block your Facebook account use because of your activity on your Oculus account? So this is something that we that's separate. You know, if you get reported on your Xbox and you get blocked and you can't go online, you can still log into your Windows Live account and use it. And does the Facebook account really help with authentic identity? Because if you've got an email, you can make the email details up. You can make yourself a Facebook account. A fake Facebook account. It's not actually you. It's not a profile that you're active on. How does this help actually authenticate identity? If I'm using one of those profiles, are they going to be kind of scraping that profile to ensure that it's actually me? Or can I just make a fake account and use that? Because that's what we should be recommending. Just like Boggit said at the start, create a fake Facebook account with a new email now as well. Because something that I find very painful here, that is as Boggit said, create a fake virtual reality account. Because if you've been in Oculus since 2016, you've created this account, you've created this library of games, and now if I have to sign in, I don't want to be that person that's associated my Facebook page with my Oculus account. So I'm going to make myself a fake Facebook account and then log in with that. I'm going to lose all of my games, all of my details. Everything, all this account I've built up, my achievements, my friends list, I'm going to have to lose all of that if I don't want to be part of this Facebook system. And that's painful. It feels like arms being twisted and we're being forced into this. I don't get it, because Instagram's owned by Facebook. I don't believe that requires you to have a Facebook account in order to use. That's a separate profile. Why are they not using the Facebook security tools to make this the experience more seamless for that platform? And I think there's something more. They've got a game plan. Okay, we will be updating our terms and policy and privacy policy to reflect these changes, and we'll be sending notice to users before the changes take effect. I'm very looking forward to reading that, because something is always hidden in there. That's always hidden, so we should give that a read when that's available. This update will make it clear that the Oculus platform is provided by Facebook and will include information on how users' data is managed. There is the icing on the cake. We will release a policy to let you know how we're going to be using your data. As we've previously shared, when you log into Oculus using your Facebook account, Facebook will use information related to your use of virtual reality and other Facebook products to provide and improve your experience. That is a load of crud. That's not what that means. It's not to improve our experience. It's for their own personal use. This information is also used to show you personalized content, including ads. That personalized content is ads. Did you know Facebook's revenue stream, 85% of that is from advertising? So any way that they can get more data from us and to target these adverts so they create more sales, so more people put adverts onto their platform, they are going to do. They're an advertising business at this point. They host social media pages, but they sell advertisement, and that's pretty much all their revenue. For example, we might show you recommendations for Oculus events you might like, ads about Facebook apps and technologies, or ads from developers for their VR apps. Where are those adverts going to be coming from? Are they going to take the information from our Oculus headsets, what games we're playing, what we're interested in, and then advertise that to us online in our cookies, on our Facebook pages? Or is it going to be the other way around? Are they going to start advertising this stuff inside of our Oculus headsets? Another revenue stream, another advertising platform for virtual reality developers. Are they going to start doing that? They hold the right to do that. We understand that this is significant change, which is why we're sharing the news early. We will update existing users who choose not to log in with a Facebook account as we get closer to the ending support in 2023. In the meantime, here are some answers to some questions you might have. FAQ page. Let's check some out. Why are we making these changes to the Oculus accounts? They've just copied and pasted what they put in the report. What social features does Facebook provide in virtual reality? Some examples are live streaming, groups, parties, chats, which we already have. We already have that. Why not tell us what else you're going to bring us? Because there probably isn't anything. Oh, can I still have a profile for VR that's different from my Facebook profile? Yes. If you already have a unique name for your Oculus account, you'll be able to continue using that name in VR. If you don't have a VR username, you can create one when you set up your profile. That doesn't really answer the question. Can I have a profile for VR that's different from my Facebook profile? They said, yes, you can create a username that isn't your Facebook username, but it's linked to your Facebook account. It's not different from your Facebook profile. That I don't like that question. Unless I'm getting that wrong, I don't like that. This is an interesting piece right here. What a question. Yes, this is what we wanted. What happens to my data when I log into an Oculus device with my Facebook account? When you log into your Oculus device with your Facebook account or merge your Oculus and Facebook accounts, we will use information related to your use of Oculus and Facebook for purposes such as providing and improving your experience across Facebook products. Of course, that's standard. What are users doing? Do we need to change UI? Do we need to change a process? That's kind of okay. Promoting safety and integrity on our devices. Okay. Showing you personalized content, including ads, across Facebook products. Ads. We want ads. This could include recommendations for Oculus events. You might like ads about Facebook apps, technologies, and ads from developers for their VR apps. There it is. We want to know. We want VR developer revenue money to sell you games. I'm sure this isn't going to be as bad as I'm probably all thinking. It's just going to be normal. It's going to be the norm like we currently have with Facebook now. It's just quite saddening to know that our gaming platform, something that we have as a passion, as a part of an escape, is going to be utilized for these reasons. And it's really heartbreaking. I think that's a lot of the initial shock that people are experiencing. Okay. So examples of the information that we include: the VR apps you use, so we can recommend new apps you haven't tried yet. Your Facebook friends list to make it easier to find and interact with your friends who are also in VR. Invites and acceptances for events. Information like your name, messaging metadata. That's interesting. They want access to our chat information. I suppose that's maybe so that we can access it on the Oculus application on our phone. And perhaps now that means we can access these chats on our Facebook account as well. Maybe that's some of the special features that they've got. Information about your virtual reality activity, like which apps you use, to show you ads from other apps you may like. Ads. Information about your activity on Facebook products, such as pages you like, groups you join, and recommend content and things to do in virtual reality. Will a Facebook account be required to use future Oculus devices? Yes! Does this apply to all countries? Yes! They didn't put all the FAQs on this page. Maybe they've hidden something we don't want to hear. Let's have a quick look. If you merge your Facebook and Oculus accounts, it means that you will no longer have a standalone Oculus account and will now use your Facebook account to log into your Oculus device. Once they've been merged, you cannot unmerge them. Once they've been merged, you cannot unmerge them. So if I was looking to create that separate account, that separate Facebook account, to then merge as my Oculus account so I have a separation between my actual Facebook, you can't unmerge them. And now I don't know if I'm going to be stuck because I already associate my Facebook account to use the social features on the Oculus Quest headset. Am I now stuck? Is that merged? Is that it? No. Cannot be undone. Once you've associated, that's it. Done. What happens if I don't have a Facebook group? Because I know many of you don't have Facebook, you don't want to be on that platform, some of your parents don't want you on that platform. Don't have a choice. You got an Oculus headset for Christmas, Mum, I need to make a Facebook account. Oh no, yeah, I can't play otherwise. No. And as you know, this has been blowing up. So it was even trending on Twitter. So let's go over to Twitter. Let's check out the hashtag Oculus because some people were screaming and it's hilarious. Some funny stuff there. 007 guy, for all of those about signing into Oculus, newsflash, you're not that important. Facebook may be collecting data, but they're not spying on you. What an overreaction. So we had a Cambridge Analytica issue, didn't we? Where, they were using Facebook information, data that they collected, which they're collecting now to help influence an election. We don't know you just can't trust Facebook for that data. So all we're doing right now is that I'm worried about the association between my gaming life and my personal life. Before I had a separation and now they're not allowing me to do so. We all saw it and him coming, the Oculus, we all saw it. Nice. I like that. Look at that picture. The grin on his face of everyone in VR in the room. Facebook is essentially not interested in the dev community that supported and brought virtual reality to life. Oh, this is a mad statement. We're not getting shepherded into your data camps so you can further exploit people for money until your robot leader gets dragged in front of Congress again. That's what I was talking about, the Cambridge Analytica issue where Facebook's data was used to influence an election. Because this is no joke. None of what's happening here is required or benefits the consumer. And I have to agree with that. It's not required. You've got the platform and all the benefits that you've currently stated exist. And they can already exist because you have that social integration with Facebook already. Man, the abuse on the Twitter is absolutely nuts. People are going crazy. Oh, but something I found hilarious. I saved it. Something that I found absolutely hilarious and retweeted it. Where is it? Oh, yeah, this one. What happened to this that Oculus said? Oculus continues to promise that Facebook integration will never be mandatory. Well, what's happened? Back on the word. Don't trust what they say. But this one, this cracked me up. Oculus's announcement about this update. And then right below it is HTC Vive. Like, oh, we're up. Are you guys up? We're up. Just as we thought Vive were going to leave and just go enterprise. Maybe they're going to stay in the consumer game now. We'll see. So that's all I'm going to cover today. We went over the article. You saw the details, some of the FAQs, some of my thoughts. So perhaps now you can build your own opinion on this and your own understanding of what's actually happening here, rather than people just kicking and screaming. Myself, my own personal thoughts, I'm quite sad about it because it feels like we're going to be used. I'm surprised they gave us a couple of years off, but it feels like we're just being used. It isn't required, as they said, so I'm kind of sad. I'm a massive gamer. I love this platform. I love virtual reality, and So that's it from me today, guys. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. Thank you for everyone for submitting your thoughts and some of the video clips and audio clips that you guys sent in. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the latest and greatest in the virtual reality space. Well, it's not really the greatest, this one. Just the latest. Happy gaming, guys. Good day.